This interview is super exciting. I had a chance to sit down and talk with Radu Antoniu. Radu is a fitness specialist. He owns the biggest fitness YouTube channel in Romania, and now he decided to share more of his personal development wisdom. And I thought he would be a great guest for our personal development through martial arts podcast. What I love about his approach and about who he is as a person is the amount of incredible value that he's sharing with people and the humble way, the humble manner that he's doing it. Now, here's what you're gonna get by listening to this interview. You will learn how to have more discipline in your life so that you get better results with your fitness, with your martial arts training, in your job, or even in your relationships. You're gonna learn how to have a better financial situation even though you might be unemployed or broke. And we also had a really fun time answering your questions on Instagram, which we did live when we filmed this interview. And also a very important aspect that I love talking about was Radu's project that he's working on, this huge video where he talks about how we can have a better impact on the planet and ensure a more sustainable future for the future generations. Now, the most valuable thing that I got from this interview, from talking with Radu, is this idea that you're always getting exactly the results that you've worked for. So if you're not really happy with your life, with where you are in your life, it's really because you haven't really put in the work and you haven't really learned what you needed to know to take your life to the next level. Welcome to this interview. This is going to be a bit interesting. So for those of you who are watching on YouTube, we also have Instagram Live over here, so we're taking live questions. Today's topic is going to be about identity shifting. Radu is an absolute expert on the topic.
Not really. I'll do my best though to share whatever insights I have.
Come on, you're too modest.
Well, I don't know. The definition of an expert is really subjective, but I don't know. I wouldn't call myself that.
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed your last video in terms of identity shifts. So yeah, guys, the basic idea of this podcast is that you guys are the heroes, right? So we're gonna be doing our best to share our wisdom, our knowledge with you guys, and we're gonna be taking live questions on Instagram, as we go. Radu, for the people who don't really know your story, tell us a bit about yourself, some background.
Okay. I always struggle with this because I think the best way to share my knowledge is to share the why. Because the what and the how are varied. I do a lot of stuff in many different fields, so I don't really have a clear definition. But
Right.
A while back, I'd say about 5 to 6 years ago, I learned about the idea that you can build an income for yourself that doesn't come from a job. That was a revelation for me. I was in high school, and I learned about that through a network marketing company, and I joined that company, and I was mentored basically by two amazing people, husband and wife, that basically coached me into the success mindset. And after I assimilated those ideas, then I realized that I can improve my life in many different areas. And the first thing that I tackled was building a business, building an income. And the way I saw to do that at the beginning was through a fitness business, because in order to earn money, you need to provide service. I knew that, but I looked at my list of skills and I realized that I really didn't have anything to give in order to earn money, basically. And
Right.
The best thing I knew how to do at that time was fitness, especially getting lean. I just finished transforming my own body, so I thought, hey, I helped a few of my friends lose fat. Maybe I can do this on the internet as well. And that's what I did for about 3 years. I built a fitness brand, Think It Lived, and then I after I took care of my own needs in a way, in terms of being financially free, building the body that I wanted, and basically achieving most of my goals, I kind of shifted my outlook towards what can I do to contribute to everybody else, not only for myself.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
right now, I've decided to basically expand my area of content and not only talk about fitness, but also about habit change, about discipline, like I did in my latest
Awesome.
course with my brother. And now I'm doing a video on sustainable energy. And from the outside, it looks like it doesn't make any sense. Like, why am I doing so many different
So
things?
yeah,
But the
yeah.
things that connect them all, is the fact that I believe that we should be wise in a way, know a lot about ourselves and the world in order to set the right goals for ourselves and for ourselves, and have a good motivation.
I love
And
that.
basically, you could say being the best you know how to be.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So for you guys that are watching right now and don't know Radu, he has one of the most successful fitness YouTube channels out there. I met him through Mario told me to. Actually, I knew about you before we went to dinner with Mario. And yeah, guys, you should absolutely follow his stuff. You know, he's got some really funny videos. Yeah,
Thank you.
you, don't be fooled. He doesn't have a twin brother, although it looks like he does.
Yeah, I use a technique where I duplicate myself to make the videos funnier.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's really funny. So yeah, guys, absolutely one of the. I think it's the number one fitness channel in Romania, right? Even though you make your videos
Yeah,
in English.
I think it's not fair though, because although I am placed in Romania, I speak in English, so the biggest part of my audience is from outside of the country.
Yeah,
But yes,
yeah.
you could say I am the Romanian that has the most subscribers in the fitness field.
Congrats, congrats.
Thank you.
You know what I'd love to talk about? So many people love to talk about their wins, you know, their journey. You know, I got inspired, I got mentors, I did this and that, right? But not enough of us talk about our failures, you know, like the difficult stuff, the moments when you wanted to give up, when the moments when you were doubting yourself and you think, you know, can I make it? How am I gonna do all of this stuff, right? The overwhelm. When was your first moment like this, like critical moment, and how did you overcome that?
I actually didn't really have that, because my mentality right from the beginning is that our results are perfect. Our results are always equal to what we deserve.
Right.
Because if I'm not successful yet, it means that I haven't put in the work,
The work.
needed. And this is what I learned from my mentors back in that network marketing business. They never complained. They never complained about not getting the results they wanted, and they didn't even have the notion of failure, because for them it was like, if you don't have what you want yet, it means
Right.
that you don't deserve it yet. You haven't worked enough for it. And because that was my mentality from the beginning, I never really had the temptation to quit, and I didn't really view um, my journey as difficult, because it was just normal. It's what it's supposed to happen.
Right.
So I would say it was more difficult for me to quit than to basically. It was difficult. For example, when I was working in the network marketing business, I sucked at it. I didn't really do anything in about a year,
Yeah.
but I didn't want to quit. I
Yeah.
hung on. I hang on to it for 6 months, and just just to allow myself the idea that, okay, maybe I should do something else.
Right.
And finally, reluctantly, I did it, and I felt so guilty for about a year.
Yeah.
And again, I had the idea of expanding my range of content from fitness to other topics for about a year before I finally did it. Because I think this is a character trait I got from my father. When I decide that I'm going to do something, I'm very focused on that, and I don't really I'm not tempted to do something else, and I need to actually do work on convincing myself I should move on instead of
And do
quitting.
something else.
Yeah. But the difficult moments, I would say, are the moments where you cannot make yourself do what you know you should be doing. I think
Okay.
the battle is inside.
Right.
I think many people. I think in order to be successful in anything, there are two battles you need to overcome. One, a battle with the outside world, and the other one is a battle with yourself. And most people believe that the battle with the outside world is a difficult one.
Yeah.
But actually, that's super easy. That's like nothing. Once you manage to control yourself, then there are basically no obstacles.
That actually
So
it
yeah,
reminds me of something that Mike Tyson said. He said that, like, the difficult part is the training. The fight is easy, right?
yeah, makes
but,
sense.
but like, the whole training, the whole preparation for the fight, that's, yeah, yeah, absolutely awesome. Let me just try something on Instagram. And guys, if you're watching on Instagram right now, we are going to be taking your questions. So if you have fitness, motivation, discipline questions for Radu, martial arts questions for me, or stuff about knowing yourself or accepting yourself a lot more, don't hesitate to post your questions here. We'll do our best to answer. So I'm going to try to stick this microphone so we have a better sound quality. Let me know if you can still hear me after this. Let's see. So can you hear me over on Instagram? Guys, let
Yeah,
me know if you can hear the sound. Okay,
yeah,
cool. So guys, go ahead and post your questions. We had somebody saying hello from India, which
hey,
was
hello.
which was pretty awesome. It's amazing what you can do with the internet today, right?
Yeah,
Man, I think India is going to be amazing in 5 or 6 years. It's going to be like a huge superpower.
maybe. Yeah,
Yeah,
probably.
yeah, yeah. We probably want to move to India.
I guess so.
Awesome. So for you, it's very difficult to actually change, right? To change your strategy and do something else.
Yeah, yeah. I think when people think about failure, I for me the concept of failure is not clear. What is failure?
Right.
Because if you think about it, failure is only is failure exists only when you accept it. Because let's say that you try to maybe um, get this live going on Instagram, and it doesn't work the first time.
Right.
Would you say that you failed and you couldn't do the call with me anymore? No, it's just
No.
you had to try another time, and that's how I always viewed it. I think you don't fail to do something; you choose not to try anymore. And I think the only goals that you can fail are those that have a time limit. For
Cool.
example, if you wanted to I don't know, start a business at the beginning of the internet,
Right.
then yes, you failed because you cannot do it anymore because the internet is no longer at the beginning. But most things don't really have failure. It's just you need to try more, do it for a longer period of time.
Awesome. I think people who are listening to us right now, maybe some of them are saying, that's great for you. I'm happy that you had these awesome mentors who taught you these amazing lessons, right? But what do I do when I hit a wall and I feel like just giving up, right? How do I find that power, that determination inside me just to keep going and going and going?
I think we need to know ourselves. That's the main thing. Um, I think we all need to be very clear about the unit of measurement that we use to measure our progress in life.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
What is it? Is
Mm-hmm.
it money? Is it friends? Is it relationships? Is it climbing mountains? Is it sports? Is it fitness? Because then you know whether you're winning or losing in life. I think most people have their goals so poorly defined that they don't even know whether they're winning or losing.
I see. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think most of the time when people cannot motivate themselves is because they don't really know what they want.
Okay.
It's not even clear because once you are very clear with what, once you know clearly what you want and why you want it, I think motivation takes care of itself because you just want to do that thing because it makes you feel good and this is what you would do uh, even if you didn't have any obligations in life. That's the thing that you would do. A mentor of mine said that if you really want to know what you want, think about what you would do if you had a credit card with unlimited money on it. Because once money is no longer a problem, you have complete freedom. Then what you would do with your time?
Is that Bob Proctor?
No, it's actually the mentor I told you about, the the one that coached me when I was getting started.
Awesome. Awesome. So we have our first question. Actually, one of the first questions. Felipe says, "Hello from Argentina. Discipline is sometimes hard. How to manage social events and having to say no to carbs and alcohol?"
Oh, okay.
You must get this one a
So
lot.
yeah, so this is a fitness question related
Yes.
to discipline. Um, I would say I think this is a great question for me because I have the paradigm of not being able to say no to people. My girlfriend Paula made me realize that I had the people pleaser attitude,
Okay.
and actually only in the last year or so I have started to say no to people, and
That's awesome.
finally sharing what I wanted and not what I should want because of the social pressure. And I think you just need to be firm. If what you want in terms of fitness results, you want that more than you want the carbs and alcohol, then you just do that and you tell everybody else, hey, you know what? I don't want carbs and I don't want alcohol because I'm cutting and I want to get very lean this summer. And most people will make fun of you or will try to convince you not to do that because in a way they feel threatened by by the fact that you're not like them and you can control yourself.
Yes.
I think at least that has been my experience. But if you do not give in and you remain true to your convictions, then those people will start to admire you because you are able to do something that maybe they cannot do.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Very few people can give themselves an order and actually follow it and actually stick to it.
Yeah, a real eye opener for me was the book Essentialism, and in that book, it was basically explaining how by saying no, you're actually, doing a favor to the other people, right? Because instead of showing that, that availability, you're empowering that other person to also say no when they don't want to do something.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. And I think something a really big lesson I learned in sales is that it's really a great way to earn trust is to let your prospect know that they can say no without you getting upset.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and that's
Absolutely.
so powerful. For example, you invite a friend to an event and you suspect that they may not want to go, but they would do it for you because they feel somehow
Pressured.
pressured into doing that. If you tell them, hey, you can say no if you want, and it's fine, then they will really love you for it because maybe they were not able to say no because they were afraid that they would make you mad and
Yeah,
upset, actually.
I think
And
that applies to dating a lot.
oh yeah, it does.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. So we have another question. How do you find inner motivation to reach a goal, even though this goal seems impossible to reach? For example, getting fit. And I think this goes very, very well with the topic of changing your self-image.
I think the first step is to look into the word impossible. Is it really impossible? Um, there's a really quote there's a really great quote I like. It goes like this: our beliefs are based on our evaluation of something. The fact that you believe becoming fit is impossible is because of the way you evaluate yourself and your surroundings. But our evaluations are based on what we know. And if you increase your level of awareness, if you learn more about getting fit and about yourself, then you may realize that what seemed impossible in the beginning is no longer like that, because now you are operating from a higher level of awareness. You have more information. And I think this is a great lesson to apply in everything. If you believe something, any belief is based on what we know so far.
Yeah.
So if we can challenge a belief that we have, especially if it's a belief that doesn't help us, and we challenge it by learning more stuff about that topic, and we may find that the belief will change. For example, if someone believes that they are a loser and they don't have any potential, well, if they studied themselves more and studied what is possible as a human being for 5 years, maybe that belief will get completely changed 180 degrees.
How do you help your clients change their beliefs and identify themselves with this fitness person, with this strong, vibrant person?
Well, I think it's different for everybody, but I will say something general. I think they need to learn the fundamentals of what is possible. For example, in fitness, if you learn that fat loss is all a numbers game, all you have to do is stick to a certain number of calories every day and you're going to lose fat.
Right.
That's easy. And once you learn that, you realize, well, actually, I can lose fat because I know how to. However, the challenge is making yourself do what you know you should do.
Okay.
And for that, well, there's a whole book on that you could say, because for everybody the obstacle is different, I would say.
Right.
For some people, maybe it's that they kind of want the goal but they don't really want it, or for some people maybe the fact that, like you said, their self-image is in conflict with that. All their life they've been the fat guy of the group, and all their entire wardrobe is made out of really large clothes. So in their mind, subconsciously, they actually don't want to lose weight, because then they would have to change their entire identity. They would have to change their clothes. They have to change their life. And it's, you need to identify what the problem is for yourself.
Do you know that comedian called Fluffy?
Yeah, I know him.
You guys on Instagram, do you guys know Fluffy? Right? Type yes if you heard of Fluffy, right? So can you imagine? So he was diagnosed with diabetes, and he was told if he would not lose weight, he would die. So like you said before, when when your stage name is Fluffy or Fat Joe or Fat whatever, and that's who you are, I think it takes a tremendous amount of focus and energy to change that kind of an identity, right? Because everybody knows you for that thing.
For that, yeah, exactly. And what did he do? Did he lose?
He did. He lost weight.
Wait,
Yeah, yeah.
okay, I didn't even know. That's interesting.
Yeah, yeah. So just enough to survive, basically.
Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, like you said, I think many people are find it very difficult to let go of who they are now for what they can become in the future. And this is an obstacle that I had to deal with quite recently, because on the internet I've only shown myself as the fitness guy after I studied, the success philosophy, I would say. So actually, the the first one was studying discipline and paradigms and reading all these personal development books, and only then I got into fitness. But because I only shared the fitness side of me online, when I started talking about discipline and about habit change in my new program, people were like, "Whoa, what's going on? Are you a scammer, Radu? Do you want to rip people off? What's going
Yeah,
on?" And
yeah, yeah.
that's only natural, because people cannot see what is happening behind the stage, or who I was, apart from what I shared through my videos. And
Absolutely. Absolutely. I
in
kind of
order
dealt
for
with
me to,
that as well, because people wouldn't knew me for Wing Chun, from martial arts, right? And I got a certain level of skill in that sense. And I was stepping more into the personal development space. People were like, why are you doing this? You're like, you're Wing Chun, like, stick to that, right?
yeah,
But there's something inside of you, right? You know that you're like, you want to talk about this, you want to talk about these topics and help people on more levels, right? And yeah, absolutely. I'd like to talk a bit about your newest project, this
okay,
big ass movie that you're working on,
okay,
and then take some more questions from Instagram, if that's okay.
sure, absolutely.
Cool. So
Yeah, so
what's the topic?
yeah, I think I'm going to call the video "How to Support the Transition to Sustainable Energy," or "What You Can Do About Climate Change." Yeah. Now you'll say, okay, why?
Yeah.
Because why talk about fitness? Why talk about self discipline and then talk about energy? It's because I believe this is very urgent and overlooked. I think I've always been an environmentalist inside, in a way. I always cared about the environment,
Yeah.
but I cared about the problem of climate change like everybody does. Like, you kind of care. Like, climate change for most people is a sort of problem like hunger in Africa. It's a
Yeah.
problem, but you don't really know how big an issue it is, what you can do about it, or if it really matters. So you just put it at the back of your mind and then go about your
And
day.
it's crazy. Like, remember when we were kids, January, the snow was like this, right? Outside. And it feels
Yeah.
like spring right now.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because the conclusion I reached in the video is that we actually don't want to prevent climate change. Yeah.
Interesting.
Actually, you and I, would you go back to living like your grandparents in order to prevent climate change? Would you give up on vacations? Would you give up on the convenience of going to the store and buying a meal that is wrapped in plastic that you don't even have to wash?
It's a
And
good question.
you know,
I'm not exactly the right person to ask, because I've been fantasizing for a few years to move like in the mountains and just live there with an internet connection.
right, yeah. No, but I think many people will find the video eye-opening, because um, you know it's addressed to people that think they are green. It's the people that think that if everybody had the lifestyle that they have,
Yeah.
this would no longer be the issue. But I'm going to tell you right now that if everybody on the planet lived like you and I, we would be in way, way, way bigger problems than we are right now.
Really?
Because really, isn't that? Tell me if before this talk, if
Yeah.
I asked you, hey, do you think that if everybody lived like you, would this problem be solved? Most people would say yes.
No, I don't think so.
Most
I don't think.
people most people think that they are frugal, and most people think that they are actually their behavior is good, but it's somebody else who the Chinese, whatever,
No, I
the
don't think so.
Americans.
I don't think so. It's like every time I throw out my trash, I feel something gripping my heart. Like so much trash, so much junk. Where
Right.
does it go to?
Everybody feels that.
Yeah.
But because they feel that, they think that they are green because they think other people don't have that feeling.
Yeah. Okay.
Most people think, but somebody else doesn't even feel bad when they drive or when they throw out the trash or something.
Right.
And yeah, anyway, but the video is basically so long, and so it took me so long to make because I had to I started making this video with the goal of just giving people some classic advice on how to use less energy and how to pollute less. Oh, change your light bulbs, okay, drive less, eat less meat, stuff like that. But once I got into it, I realized, oh my God, people will never change if you just tell them that. You need to make them understand the big picture, everything. I mean, it affected me so much that I realized that most of the goals I promoted online were wrong. I think that an advanced civilization should not have the goals that I was promoting maybe a year or 6 months ago.
Give us something
a
like
big part of
what could we all do, or what kind of change in mindset should we adopt to have to improve this situation here?
Do you refer to climate change?
Yeah, to climate change.
Use less
Use
of
less.
everything. Use less of everything. The only answer to climate change in the long term is less. And I kind of spoiled the beginning here, but the video is going to be way more. It's going to ease you into this answer, and I'm going to explore alternatives first. But the conclusion that we reach is that the only answer is to use less, much less, because
Awesome.
if we are so many on this planet, and if everybody uses as people in the Western world do, it would be a way bigger problem. And it goes back to successful and how we track progress in life. It goes back to the competition between countries, to politics, to it's such a huge topic, and it's so complicated.
It's like my parents wanted this huge house because they lived so cramped up, right? So they wanted a bigger house. In contrast, I think our generation wants like more of a minimalistic lifestyle compared to like 20 or 30 or 40 years ago, right? Cool. So people can find this video on your YouTube channel?
Yeah, but it's gonna take a few more months. Actually, I just started filming yesterday for the video, and I think it will still take several months to finish.
Absolutely.
But yes, I will post it on YouTube.
Cool. Guys, absolutely check out Radu's YouTube channels. He has a podcast as well. He answers your questions live, and it's a lot of fun to watch. And also check out his fitness and lifestyle videos. Cool. And you also have some products that you help your potential clients with, right?
Right. Yeah, I have several products, some free, some paid. The two programs I have so far are actually I have fitness programs, and I have a program about discipline that I made with my brother Andrei, because this is his area of expertise, I would say.
Yeah.
Or he also posts content on the internet, and he talks about personal growth and discipline, and so. If you go on my platform, on my store, on thinkitlift.teachable.com, you're gonna find different courses there, fitness courses that tell you how to go from the physique that you have right now to your goal physique, and that's a free product. I also have the basics of nutrition, which is a master of macros program. I also have different meal plans that people can just download and follow. And the paid programs, I have the Shred Smart program, which is a complete program for getting the body that you want, especially if you have to lose fat. And that's actually the most popular program that I have. And the Unstoppable Discipline program, which I just talked about, is a video program that I did with Andrei that basically covers our perspective right now about how a person can develop discipline. And as far as we knew at the moment, it was one of the most complete programs on this topic that you could find on the internet.
And that's absolutely essential. I mean, whether you're doing fitness, business, martial arts, raising children, this is a huge topic. Absolutely, yeah. And guys, I recommend you go ahead and you check out Radu's programs as well, especially the free ones. That's why his followers love him so much, because he gives us so much cool content. Cool. So we have a question from Texas, from Froland. How is success related with financial IQ? Is this a typical unseen problem for people to achieve their goals? Have you focused on increasing your financial IQ?
I don't really know if I don't think I understand the term financial IQ. Because I think it's important for me to understand what he refers to. Actually, maybe because I don't know the term financial IQ, maybe I don't have that high of a financial IQ, maybe.
Or maybe it's like it's so developed that you don't really need to distinguish it, like talking to a fish about water,
Right. Maybe. I think financial IQ would be how well you understand money, how think. I think it's important to only have success. Again, success is a term that is hard to define because it means different things for different people. But if we talk about having a high income,
right,
or a business that is profitable, I would say there are a few basics, and the main one is that money is a reward for service rendered. People give you money because they want what you have more than they want the money.
Right.
And this is in my mind, it would be the fundamental of financial IQ. You need to give something in order to get.
So what you're saying is just become better at what you're doing, create more value for people, and then finances will take care of themselves.
Exactly. Jim Rohn is an author. He's dead now, but I followed his philosophy for a very long time, and it helped me a lot. He said that if you worry about other people's bills, yours disappear.
Interesting.
Because if you worry about how you can improve the lives of other people, yours improves by itself. You don't even have to think about that. If you focus only on yourself, you're always going to have to focus on yourself. If you focus on your customers and on other people, they will take care of you in a way that you won't even believe.
That's very interesting. I would add to that, and it's one area of my life that I'm still working on. Even though a lot of people, they raise their income, maybe they're making $10,000 a month, and then they make $15,000 a month, but then they also increase their expenses. So they basically live the same lifestyle. But I think if people would adopt this philosophy of minimalism that you were talking about before, consume less and focus a lot more on other people's bills, I think you should be fine,
Right, but the only way we are going to accept using less than we have or using less than is available is if we redefine what success means to us. Because for most people, having a lavish lifestyle is the way they prove their worth, is the way they prove they are successful. And you will, of course, you are going to as you can if you measure your success in that, because that is what gives your life meaning. In order to ask a person to consume less and for them to actually say yes, you first have to convince them that they can get their meaning in life from something else other than materialism, and something other than flashing things online, and something other than tracking your life progress through money. Because I think most people, after they reach a point of material comfort, after they reach a point where they have financial freedom, they only want more money because it is the score they use for the game of life.
I think it was like an interview with Gary Vee and what's the name of this guy? The super successful Wall Street guy. I can't remember the name, but what they were saying basically was that it's easy to attach this idea of success with money because money you can measure it. Like it's easier to measure it than, you know, satisfaction, fulfillment, happiness, and stuff like that. Yeah, so I think that a lot of people fall into this trap, and we're somehow conditioned to fall into the trap.
It's also the fact that everybody values money equally. Because if I am a great father, let's say,
yes,
if you are the kind of person that thinks that being a great father is important, then you are going to consider me a successful person or whatever, someone who is worth following, or, you know, an example. But maybe for some people that's not important.
Right.
But money has almost the same value for everybody, and this is why I think it's such a great unit of measurement to use, you know, for your life progress, because, you know, it's a number. Every month you can check, I'm earning more, am I earning less, how is it? And hey, I'm not saying tracking your life by money is wrong. No,
yes.
I think that I think it's great in the beginning. I encourage people to do that. But past the point of financial freedom, I think it would be way better to use money for something else other than buy stuff for yourself, because there is research that shows that people are actually happier if they use their money on someone else than they are for themselves.
Absolutely. You notice how when you're cooking, and when you're cooking for yourself, it's like, it's okay, right? But when you're cooking for somebody else, like, you put in more effort, right? And it's always tastier when you're doing it for someone else.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Awesome. Another question is from Muataz from Saudi Arabia. He's asking how to stop postponing things in life.
Go to the website Wait But Why and search for an article called the tail end.
The tail end.
The tail end. Or go on Google and say your life and write your life in weeks. Wait But Why, and you will see a table with all the weeks in a 90-year-old life. And you will see that you have already used about a quarter of them.
Wow.
Yeah. And now that if you live until 90, you have no idea. But the thing is, if you see your life in a picture and you see how much you've used of it so far, then I think that if you see that long enough and every week you have to fill one of those weeks in, and that's a week that you've you've finished, you've used, you cannot get back. I think that improves your motivation. I would show you on my phone. I'm using it for this live now, but on my home screen I have a widget with the time left I have if I live until 90, and for me it's only 3,294 weeks.
Wow.
3,920 something weeks. I don't know exactly.
Yeah.
But I see that every day, and you can also have it in days, in hours, whatever. But it's a number that gradually decreases.
Yeah.
And I think we need to see that every day. I think that we should track our age in reverse, in a way. I think it would be way better to start at 90. Yeah. And go 87, 89, 88, 87, 86. And, when you were 20, okay, I have 70 years left. So you're 70 in a way. And, if you make it to 100, you're just going to be minus 10. It's not a problem. But for most people, I think it would be way better to track their age in reverse, because that makes us understand that life is we actually die. I think we don't think about that enough.
That's very interesting, and it does remind me of Gary Vee and his epic "You're gonna die," right? So you might as well take action now. Yeah, I would add to that, start hanging out with people who do take action, right? Who
Right.
They're like so dynamic, right? And they love contributing and giving more and just overcoming their obstacles. That was a huge component for me when I moved to Bucharest. Just found a group of people who were kind of where I wanted to be. Just spend time with them, right? In the beginning, it's super uncomfortable because you feel like you're the dumbest one in the group, which is probably true, right? But then you just start to get smarter, right? And you learn.
I think the problem is when you start to be the smartest one in the group.
Yes.
Also.
Yes.
It's so difficult to. This is something that I do not have the answer yet. How to have meaningful friends continuously, because it feels to me like if you are in a group of people that are growing, people are going to grow in different directions, and most friendships are going to dissolve. You may want to go in one direction. You may see that the friend that you were close with goes in a different direction, and you need to continuously look for new people. And for me right now, I actually spend I actually have fewer friends now than I did maybe 2 years ago, or even 1 year ago.
I know what you mean. Yeah, it's true. And it happens in relationships too.
The name of the site with the life thing is Wait But Why.
Right.
It's written by Tim Urban. It is my absolutely favorite site on the internet right now. And Tim was actually a big reason for my change in philosophy in the last year or so. I would also really recommend the post Elon Musk's secret sauce, the cook and the chef. If you have time, Jonas, go read that too. I think it's such an incredible post. I took a lot of notes from it. It's almost as good as the best books on personal development.
Well, we have a very good question from Nils with Foot. He's asking how to keep focused on helping people as main goal when unemployed and in need to earn money. I think this is a big one for a lot of people.
Can you repeat the question?
So how to keep focus on helping people as a main goal when you're unemployed and in need to earn money?
I don't think you necessarily have to focus on helping to focus on helping other people. I think that you can be selfishly unselfish. Basically, set a financial goal that you need to live comfortably. Let's say $2,000 per month. Then you ask, how much service do I need to provide to people in order for them to pay me $2,000 per month? And you will get something. If you sell fitness programs like I do, then you have to you're gonna see how many you need to sell. And let's say that it's 200. Okay, then how many people buy from 100 that come to the sales page? Okay, let's say 5%. Okay, then you need to figure out how many people you need in total in order to make those 200 sales. And then you ask, okay, what percentage of my audience actually clicks on the sales page? That's lower too. Let's say 50%. Okay, so you need a certain number of people in total as a new audience every month in order to earn that type of money. Okay. But this also works for other stuff. Let's say that you are a freelancer and you're doing you are editing videos, or you are maybe a decorator or something. You can always you can always associate a certain income with the number of products or services sold. So then you shift your focus on the products and services, but with the goal of getting to your monthly income. Because I think, this would be the ideal, focusing only on helping other people, because that's what we choose. But I found that very few people are motivated by that. We need to know why we're doing what we're doing, because our service and our products need to be organized. Because if you just help people, but without a clear goal in mind, you may not earn money, because you may help in many different areas. And tomorrow you are going to help your neighbor arrange his wood for the fireplace, and that's going to take you all day. The day after that, you help a friend of yours reinstall his Windows.
Right.
The day after that, you help someone else with creating a website or whatever. If you just focus on helping other people without a clear structure, it is not guaranteed that you are going to earn money. But if you rearrange it and you first decide the goal that you need, the amount of money that you need every month, then you determine the amount of service that you need to provide, then you can focus only on that service.
Yeah. Like, ask yourself also if people are buying what you're good at, right? Find your passion find what you love. Is there a market for that, right? And are you willing to put in the work to become better and better, like better than the 2,000 euros or dollars a month that you're getting, right? You should be worth like 6,000. We're giving value like $6,000 a month worth to get the 2,000, right?
Right.
So that takes a lot of work. Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. I had a really good time.
Me too, Bogdan.
It was this was really nice, and the whole Instagram live questions, guys. Thank you so much for joining in, and thank you so much for your questions. You guys are freaking awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you everybody for tuning in, and thank you for all the nice words you're writing in the comments. I really appreciate that you're following us, and I really hope that you got some value from this live. And if you want to contact me, you can email me, and I think the same with Bogdan. I'm open to questions.
Yeah. You guys should absolutely follow Radu on YouTube. He's got some really cool videos and some funny ones too. Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, Radu, thank you so much for your time. Looking forward very much to watching your movie.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm looking forward to sharing it.
Who's going to be the star of your movie?
I have a new persona actually that I'm gonna
interesting.
that I'm gonna duplicate, and you'll see why. He's gonna be the average person that cares about the environment. It's gonna be I think it's gonna be pretty funny, or I hope so.
Awesome. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, for being with us on our journeys. And if we can help and support your journey in any way, do not hesitate to contact us. We'll be more than happy to lend a hand. Right.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much. See you next time.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for listening in. I hope this was super valuable for you. You go ahead and connect with Radu, subscribe to his channel on YouTube, follow him on Instagram. And also, to get notified every time I post a new video on this YouTube channel, go ahead and subscribe. And if you want to have unstoppable self-confidence without seeming arrogant, there's a link in the description where you can download the free report. And if you want me to personally help you with your martial arts training so that you get more speed, power, precision, stability, and have a deeper understanding of your body, you go ahead and you check the link for our online academy, which you will find, of course, in the description. And please go ahead and give us a rating on iTunes. It does help, and it is very much appreciated. I'll see you next time.